None of us really know. None of us really know.
I know.
No, I know. Perfect timing, Keith.
Keith, what's up?
Your favorite movie of all time. Step 9.
Oh, good.
How is there any other choice than Remember the Titans being number 1?
I'm curious.
I'm spoiling mine, but
Well, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good, good
I'm
question,
not even
Brian.
done talking.
you shouldn't be talking at this point.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Apocaflix Now, our main show here at Apocaflix Movies. I am your host tonight, Jacob Bartley, and I am joined by these two wonderful gentlemen with me here today. Gio Ramos is in the house, so is Brian Ablesino, and we should have Keith Barnes here in quite a little bit. We have a pretty fun show today. We're definitely, if you saw the thumbnail and the title, we're going to be talking about that Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. I know it's a little late for us to be talking about it, but honestly, we're all big Star Wars fans here, so we want to make sure we all put our 2 cents in on that trailer. We're also going to be discussing the new Bullet Train trailer. But before we get to all of that, I want to ask these guys how they're doing. Gio Ramos, nice shirt, man. How you doing? And can you tell me where you got that shirt?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
It's so random.
Yeah, well, between last week's Now and this week's, I've went to a couple of Kings games, and the most Sacramento Kings basketball team.
I went to one too. Thank you for inviting me.
The most recent game I went to, it was Nickelodeon Day. And so
really?
You had SpongeBob there, Chucky was there, that Paw Patrol character was there too. And they sold these limited edition shirts, and I got one.
Did they have a SpongeBob one? I would have gotten the SpongeBob one.
It cost like $45. Like,
oh my
damn
God.
it, man! But that's how they get you with nostalgia and stuff. You know, you just gotta have it. And so, what's cool is that on my at my day job, when the Kings play at home, I get to wear Kings apparel, and this counts as a King apparel. So, yeah, excited about that.
No, that makes sense. So now if you just buy a bunch of Kings t-shirts, you can wear t-shirts every time at work. So that makes sense. Now I like that. Is Chucky your favorite Rugrat?
He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. You know, to be honest, it was Tommy, but like,
yeah,
the older I get, I don't know. I think I vibe more with Chucky.
So. Relate more to Chucky. Hey, I remember Chucky had some deep episodes on that show. If you remember, they had one where he was like time traveling, and they showed what life would be without him.
The movie where he was like trying to find his mom or something, or his.
Oh yeah, that was
the end of it. That was just.
And he has like a stepsister and a stepmom and stuff. Yeah, that was interesting. Anyways, Brian, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Today was the first day back on campus.
Tomorrow, I was there too, actually.
Why were you there? There's no kids.
Just for an after-school meeting. Yeah.
Kids come tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, we both have to go back to work tomorrow.
I know.
After a weekend.
It's been 11 days.
Yeah, let's call it like 11-day break.
It has.
Go back to work. Hey, it's not all a good thing. We also don't get paid for that week too. So
I mean, I do.
Oh, well, that good for you. I don't. So It's not like we got time off and paid, but it was still nice to have a week off. I was able to go to that game with Gio and
wait till they're doing construction on the school. Have fun.
I heard about that.
It's a mess.
They're like, they took out the whole stage on the elementary school side. All these people are like, what the hell are they talking about? But only me, Brian, and I know what we're talking about. But like during this past week, I was able to catch up on some more movies. Actually, just yesterday and today, finished it in 2 days. I finally watched Belfast, the Kenneth Branagh movie, and it's actually really good. Like I know it's like a personal story of his, and remember we talked about it when we did our rankings for 2020 2021, and Dom is the one who he had seen like all these Oscar movies already, and he talked about Belfast, and it's actually a really good movie, and it's only 99 minutes. It's pretty short, but it kind of reminds me of Jojo Rabbit a little bit, where it's like it's taking this serious situation that was going on during that time and had a little bit of humor around it. So I would definitely recommend checking out Belfast if you get a chance.
Interesting.
Might take home some awards.
I don't like Kenneth Branagh, so
yeah. I mean, what, you don't like him because of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
No, not at all. I mean, the Thor movies weren't fantastic. He
did the first one. I liked the first Thor actually.
I
but
thought
maybe you don't like Murder on the Orient Express or something.
Yeah, I didn't. Wasn't a huge fan of that.
Did you see Death on the Nile or no? No, I still haven't seen Death on the Nile.
I'll see it if it comes out or when it comes out. But no, I just have no interest in it. I will say Chamber of Secrets is not bad though.
Yeah, no, do you like him in it though? He's the villain, right? Or he's one of the villains? Isn't he the professor that turns on him at the end?
He's
yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm no expert.
Isn't he Gilderoy Lockhart? Isn't that
I
what
think
it is?
so. You know what else I watched?
He is.
I watched Scream, the new Scream.
Oh, the new one? It's good.
It is good. It was. I'm surprised you liked it, Brian. It is gory.
It is gory, but it wasn't like. Well, okay.
There's a couple scenes that are really gory.
The only problem I had gory wise was the beginning, and that
one
didn't bother me.
Neck stabbing. It didn't bother you?
No, because it just seemed so like
fake,
over the top that I was like, okay. Like if it gets to a point where it's just so like over the top, I'm like, okay. But if it's like,
I see what you're saying. Like if it's too realistic, then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So. I recommend the new Scream because I didn't know it was so meta. Like I know Scream is meta already, but this movie is like super meta for today's day and age. Like
it's really good. It was entertaining. I liked it.
And it's on Paramount Plus if you have Paramount Plus for free. So
already?
Yeah, it's on there. That's how I watched it because I missed it in theaters and I was gonna rent it, but I have Paramount Plus. So
who would have thought I would have seen it in theaters and you hadn't?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I started off slow, but I'm starting to catch up. Well, if we don't have anything else to discuss, we will move on to the movie watching challenge. And if you're a regular viewer, you know what this is. It's our segment every week where somebody on Apocaflix Movies gets challenged to a movie that they have not seen, a movie from any time era. And Brian was challenged to the movie Euro Trip, the great comedy, underrated, not talked about enough comedy, Euro Trip. Brian, I'm assuming you shot a separate video that's going up for this?
No, doing it here.
Okay. Brian's the one who
because I wasn't here
live.
I like to hear other people's opinions.
Yeah.
For some
reason, what did you think, man?
Was,
we've been talking about this movie for a long time.
It has been a very long time. Finally got a chance to see it. It was pretty funny. Right up my not pretty funny. It was funny. Right up my alley because it's stupid, cheap shot humor. What else? It's funny because I posted on Twitter like, all right, I'm gonna watch it, and like people just gift the whole entire thing. Wow. But the funny thing is, I swear to you, every time I had just finished a scene, someone would post the GIF. So,
really?
It was so weird.
Somebody was watching you. No.
Yeah, but it was like 3, 4, 5 times. Like I watched. First off, shocked that the Matt Damon part was in the beginning. That threw me off. I thought that would be the end of the movie.
Right. When I was younger, I didn't know that was Matt Damon.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I didn't realize it till I was older.
So it's funny. So that scene happened. Someone put a GIF. Then the crazy Manchester United fans watched that scene. Someone put a GIF. It was like a sequence that I forget what it which one it was, but it was like I was laughing so hard. I'm like, thank God these are happening, because like it's gonna like spoil the movie because it's just popping up on my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we all know that I love a stupid humor. Yeah. Oh, that was it. Excuse
That's the one that everybody always goes to. Yep.
Shaw went to that. I know Shaw posted that one. So like second, I think that was the one that happened right after the British. Excuse me.
Oh, I forgot about this moment. This is hilarious.
Yeah, throughout the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
This isn't where I parked my car.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, the whole entire movie he's saying that. What else? I'm trying to think. Of course, Jake loves this movie because the chick that plays Lana in Smallville is in it for all 5 seconds.
Yeah, she's terrible in this movie. Like not performance, but her character is a terrible person.
She's just a horrible person.
Movie. Yeah.
Trying to think. It's funny because like once you're on the spot, you're like,
you had the club scene with the absinthe.
The green fairy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I loved the when they went to Amsterdam and they ate the brownies and they're like tripping balls, and then they're like, those are just brownies, and they're like, it immediately like goes from like being blurry to like normal. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, we need to leave. So
it's like a placebo effect. Yeah.
I made the mistake of getting the unrated version because that like was a lot. I was not expecting that much. What else? I'm trying to think. What else? Good funny parts. The Manchester United guy, the main guy,
the main one,
is the coach from She's the Man. I picked up that immediately.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Trying to think.
I'm just so shocked you hadn't seen it. Like, this is like your era, your type of movie, everything.
The stupid comedy is always usually. I've seen all American Pies. I mean, Hot Chick, White Chicks. This is one of those ones that it's just like, duh. Like, why haven't you?
Yeah,
seen
and
this?
I think the Road Trip movie came out first, right?
I believe so.
And so like I was always like, oh, is this like a spinoff of Road Trip, Euro Trip? And then I finally watched it as a kid, and I was like,
the robot fight had me cracking up. It was the stupidest thing, but it was so funny.
The street robot, the performer.
And then he just kicks him in the nuts and walks away.
Hilarious.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Curtis, I have not seen Sex Drive. It's one of those, I shouldn't say I haven't. I haven't seen it all the way through. It's one of those movies that's like always on Comedy Central that you just like watch 10 minutes of, like that type. I obviously know the ask me about my wiener part. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's right up my alley. And that song gets stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
God, that's for sure. Know. Yeah, I almost know that whole song by heart. Like,
I'm not surprised.
Wow, I could do it on karaoke.
Yeah, I think
me and Jake got to do that one time.
Yeah, do it. I think the thing that was just most surprising to me was the fact that the Matt Damon part was in the beginning. Like, I was like, what?
Well, because you had heard about it, right? Like, so you knew about it, and you expected it to be some big cameo at the end of the movie or something.
I figured he was just going to be some, like, English rocker.
I'm so shocked that he did that. Like, who convinced him to do that? And it's so funny. And then the next day when they all wake up and after the party and they're all, like, messed up, they wake up all hungover.
Yeah.
And, it's hilarious.
Although, I will say this. They take one too many swipes at Italians. As an Italian person, they come for the Italian people in a lot of ways. Now it's like, how dare you?
There it is. Euro Trip. They're like going to different countries.
Yeah, they're fine with every other country, but they always come after the Italians. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Gio, are you a Euro Trip fan? I don't know if we've ever talked about it.
Not as big as you guys. I've seen it once, and it definitely has its funny moments. You know, it's funny. You talked about, Matt Damon and how surprised we all were essentially that he would do something that funny. But then you think about, Thor Ragnarok and how he, it's all
he's
about
doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I can't wait for that.
Oh, like his character, the actor
The
survived.
actors, yeah, the actors. You didn't hear about this?
No, I think I did, and
Yeah,
and now he's on like
and
Asgard
Melissa
on Earth.
McCarthy is playing Hela now
Oh, in the play.
in the play.
Oh my goodness! So
Yeah,
they're
so
gonna play the events of Ragnarok
Yes,
on Earth, like at New Asgard.
yes, the
That's
actors all
hilarious.
survived Ragnarok.
Wow.
So,
of course
yeah.
they did.
Of course.
Of course they did. Yeah. Honestly, this Euro Trip, it's not one of the best comedies of all time. It's not one that people talk about, but it's one of my favorites. Like I watched it so many times when I shouldn't have watched it. I was like, how old was I? Like 11?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a rated R movie. So I was like 11, 12 when it came out, and like I shouldn't have watched it, but I did.
It was 2004, so I was what? About 13, 14.
Yeah.
So I would have had to
like
definitely
12.
sneak watch that because my parents were like, these are the type of movies you can watch. So it's probably why I didn't see it, honestly. But yeah.
No, that's a good point, because if you didn't watch it, if you weren't able to watch it during that time, once you got older, you're probably not going to go back and watch it, you know? So,
and it is definitely one of those movies that, like, every time I've said it, everyone's like, what? How did you not see this movie? Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, am I literally the only person on earth that has not seen this movie yet? So,
yeah.
Not anymore.
When I was younger, I thought like nobody had seen it because nobody talked about it. And now I'm just so glad to see that it has a lot of love. So that's good. Well, I consider that a win if you enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So the next part of the movie watching challenge, Brian gets to choose whoever he wants, or not whoever he wants. As long as it's not Jake or the person who challenged Jake, Brian gets to choose the new person that he wants to watch a movie and what movie they will be watching.
Well, this person has been going through a lot of stuff lately. So I was thinking, maybe one day he'll just get to relax, watch a movie this week. And that's going to be Keith. So nice. I'm hoping Keith will be able to have some time to watch this movie. And the movie that he is going to be watching is Upgrade.
Nice.
Movie is so good.
I still haven't seen it. I should just watch it along with Keith.
I haven't seen it either.
Who's the director again? Is it Ruben Fletcher? No, who is it?
Where is it? Right here. Leah Whannell. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're director of something else, I believe. Like they went on to do bigger things. Yeah.
Saw, Insidious. Oh, he directed The Invisible Man.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. He went from that to Invisible Man. That's what I'm thinking of. So, and I heard Upgrade is awesome. Well, you guys told me Upgrade was awesome when it came out.
Upgrade is Jake got me to watch that. So I was like, okay, yeah.
No, yeah, I remember when it came out, and I think we used to podcast at your guys' old house, and we were talking about it, and you guys loved it. Yeah.
John, where's it streaming? When I type into Google, it says Sling TV premium subscription or Hulu premium subscription.
So it's either on like Stars or Showtime or something like that.
So one of those, maybe.
Yeah, because you can get those through Hulu and stuff. So there you go. Keith will be reviewing Upgrade. I think that's a great. Even though I haven't seen it, I kind of know what type of movie it is. So, I think that's a great choice for Keith, as Eurotrip was a great choice for you, Brian. So
this guy did basically every Saw movie except for the first one.
Yeah, because James Wan did the first one, I believe.
Yeah.
So hey, I mean, he built his career and went to freaking The Invisible Man, which is amazing. I hope he's doing, like, if they gave him some new comic book movie or something, I'd be all for it. Like,
RD,
do a great job.
I'm not dissing it, but I would literally throw up watching Saw. I don't know if you could pay me to watch Saw.
Really?
It is too scary and like my mind goes into like, oh my God, what happens if someone would trap me and like what choices? And no, I start spiraling.
Well, I mean, Riddler was basically Jigsaw without showing you the results of the gore going on. True. But no, I mean, but Saw's the whole movie is like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to our next topic, which is going to be talking about the trailer for Bullet Train. If you guys don't know about this, this is the new David Leitch film, co-director of John Wick and director of Deadpool 2. David Leitch, he's directing this Bullet Train movie based on a very popular novel. I had heard about this movie and I was like, that sounds pretty cool. And then we saw the trailer, and I don't know about you guys, but it looks pretty awesome to me. Look, I love Brad Pitt. He's one of my favorite actors. When we were growing up as kids, he was like the big movie star. Brad Pitt, Will Smith, these guys were the big movie stars. And now that Brad Pitt is a little older, and look, he did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, won his Oscar. What else more does the man have to accomplish? I love that he can be the type to, like, if he wanted to, he could be the guy who's like so picky with his roles and only does prestige projects, kind of like Leo does. I kind of wish Leo would loosen up and do some more things like this. So I'm glad Brad Pitt is willing to do something like this, because if you have him anchoring the film and you have this concept and this novel and all these other characters in this world going around Brad Pitt's character, I think it can be something really cool. So we can get into details, but just first impression, I really liked the trailer. What about you, Gio?
Yeah, trailer was dope. David Leitch, one of the best directors out there as far as action goes. I mean, even though I wasn't too high on Hobbs and Shaw, I still enjoyed it. We saw what he did with Deadpool 2, and anytime there's action projects that are in development, one of the first people I think about is David Leitch. Man, this trailer looks just crazy. I mean, I kind of don't know what's going on, and I guess that was the point. Like, we know that there's a briefcase and all these assassins on the train, and Brad Pitt just has no clue what's going on, or like I think the trailer said he put away that life that he had where he was an assassin, so maybe something from his past is coming back to haunt him. Aaron Taylor Johnson looks. I mean, I thought that was like Craven. What? But no,
he looks
him.
good. Like, I like seeing him in a different kind of role.
Yeah, he can kick ass. Pun. So yeah, like the trailer. All for it.
Yeah, you talking about David Leitch, it makes me think, like, what about Chad Stahelski? Like, what has he done? Because he's only done the first 3 John Wick movies as a director, but he has a whole bunch of stuff that he signed up to direct. Like, he's going to direct the Highlander reboot. He's going to direct the Killer Be Killed adaptation, which I'm super excited about. It's a comic book adaptation. But yeah, these guys are killing it. So I'm looking forward to what David Leitch has to do. Yeah, I'm guessing Stahelski was more of the stuntman guy, and Leitch was more of the director, but now Stahelski's probably moving more into directing as well. But Brian, you saw this trailer. What did you think of it, man?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out. It came out a couple weeks ago, I want to say. And I instantly was like, yes, please. Like, it looks so good. So, I don't know. Like, John Wick, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like, I don't have anything against it. This is like my John Wick excitement. Like, everyone that when they hear John Wick's coming out, like, is like, oh yes, like this is my level for this. I think it looks great. I love just the amount of people that are in it, and just how it's so colorful in like different way. I cannot wait for this movie. I don't know anything about it. I'm assuming assassins and stuff like that, but yes, please.
Yeah, no, it looks a lot of fun. And when I heard about the movie, I heard the concept. 5 assassins, and this is from IMDb. 5 assassins aboard a fast-moving bullet train find out their missions have something in common. So somebody's like pulling the strings and putting all these assassins on the same train together. And I didn't think that Brad Pitt was going to be the main character. I thought it was going to be like an ensemble piece, and like nobody's really the main character. They all play an equal part. But from this trailer, it looks like Brad Pitt is the lead, and he's going to be
assume so.
Dealing with all these other assassins that are on the train. And like, this is crazy. Look, like I'm not going to name everybody, but look who's on this cast if you don't know already. Sandra Bullock, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Zazie Beetz, Joey King, Michael Shannon, Logan Lerman, Brian Tyree Henry. And the list goes on. And it's like, damn, all these people are in it. And I'm guessing most of them, if not all of them, are assassins. And I just imagine like he's going from car to car on the train, and he's facing each of one of these people, and he has to kill them.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a lot of fun to me.
I think this movie is going to kick so much ass. I cannot wait for this. I know. It's funny because I was looking up earlier. It was, I believe, supposed to be Antoine Fuqua's movie, and he ended up something that happened. But yeah, this movie looks badass. I cannot wait. I feel like this is just going to be one of those we're just like, oh, like where you see things and just it gets you like stoked. I think it looks great. No, I love the cast. The cast is probably the coolest part.
It's the ensemble, yeah. Which is big because it's going up against DC League of Super Pets a week after Nope from Jordan Peele, and same month as Thor: Love and Thunder. So we'll see. It's going to be a packed July. You know, this hopefully this is what I wanted. This could be what I wanted Smokin' Aces to be. If you guys remember Smokin' Aces.
Oh, God.
Assassins meet at this hotel, I think, in Lake Tahoe or something like that, Reno, whatever.
Yep.
And my problem with that movie, even though I love the ensemble, was there just wasn't enough action in there. It was very weird. And this one seems like it's giving us more of that. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And to me, like David Leitch, I believe he only, if I'm not mistaken, I think he only directed the first John Wick with Chad Stahelski.
He co-directed, the first one, yeah.
And then he went on to do other stuff, which I like the first John Wick. And I didn't know Brian wasn't a big fan of John Wick, honestly. Like,
it's not that I'm not a big fan of it. I'm just not like, you know how everyone's like, John Wick kicks ass, blah, blah, blah,
well,
blah, blah.
I wasn't like that until John Wick 3. Like, I thought John Wick 1 was really good. John Wick 2 was pretty good, and then 3 blew me away. Like
I'm never going to like be like, oh, I want to go watch John Wick. Like that's not.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of with you until John Wick 3 came out. So my point is, like, to me, David Leitch, like, I didn't love Deadpool 2, honestly, and I didn't love Hobbs and Shaw. They're both
like Hobbs and Shaw.
Good movies that I enjoyed, but I don't love, like, neither of them blew me away. So, to me, the jury's still out on David Leitch, honestly.
You're forgetting about one movie that I just remembered right now.
Gio, you and I just saw it at the same time.
This is better than all the John Wicks. This movie's better than all the John Wicks. It's better than Hobbs and Shaw. It's better than Deadpool 2 and 1. Atomic Blonde.
Yeah,
Charlize Theron.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Yeah. Oh!
Okay. Good to know.
Damn it. I wish I would have challenged you to that. I would have.
Well, no, that's the thing. But to me, he did Deadpool 2 and Hobbs and Shaw after that. So that's irrelevant. Like,
I own Atomic Blonde, so
that he still did Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. So if I had seen it, then I wouldn't say that, you know?
So
Atomic Blonde kicks ass.
So yeah, those were established IP franchises. So maybe doing something like this is a good sign, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's based on, it says here, a Japanese novel, but he's not stepping into.
this one's based on a novel too. It's a Bullet Train, but that's what you're saying. Yeah, but no. So did you say that Atomic Blonde's better than John Wick?
I
The
think
first
so.
one,
Yeah.
Gio?
Yeah.
What do you think the best John Wick movie is?
3.
Do you think
3.
Atomic Blonde is better than John Wick 3?
Yes.
No way.
It kicks
Better
story.
story.
I mean, because honestly, to me, and look, I haven't seen the Raid or the Raid 2, but honestly, to me, John Wick 3 is the best hand-to-hand combat action movie ever made. So, like, in my opinion. So, if Atomic Blonde is better, in your guys' opinion, that's crazy. But you guys don't love John Wick 3 as much as I
got a list of movies for you, Jacob. You're gonna see the Raid movies. You're gonna see Fist of Legend. You're gonna see Ong Bak. You're gonna see Bruce Lee movies.
I just text Jake.
You just gave me a whole list, buddy.
I just asked Jake. I said, "Is Atomic Blonde better than John Wick 3?" He said, "Yes, by 1,000%."
Jesus,
no. Hold that
crazy.
because you're gonna movie watching. That's why it's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
you might as well
there
watch
we go.
it.
That's one hole in my resume. Atomic Blonde.
I'm gonna add it to your list.
We're gonna
I just missed it. Well, there we go. We all know sometime in the future I'll be watching Atomic Blonde.
I'm adding it to your list right now.
Well, do it. Go ahead. And I'm sure whoever, like the next person other than Keith, whoever gets to challenge is going to challenge me to that. Yes. So what is Rachel saying here before you go?
I want to take a look real quick at the poll for the Batman villains. And
yeah, so I was reading this. Rachel says wow.
For the we asked the Damons Molly who the best villain is, and she said Riddler.
Wow. So what did our poll end up being? Does anybody have it up?
I'm pretty sure Catwoman.
So the YouTube one is Paul Dano, followed by Michelle Pfeiffer, Jack Nicholson, then Colin Farrell. The Twitter one, let me take a look at that real quick.
Yes, so for those who are wondering what we're talking about, last week we did a Batman villains bracket, and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman ended up winning our bracket just for us. But we put out a poll that on YouTube and Twitter, right?
Same thing.
Put up the top 4 and just asking viewers to vote. So that was pretty fun. So but I saw when I checked it a few days ago, Paul Dano was winning by a mile.
I mean, so to reiterate what I said on the last week's, they're all great villains. I feel like Dano's Riddler, a little bit of recency bias. Let's wait and sit. We're all still hyped about the Batman, and I need to watch it one more time before it leaves theaters. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. Did Dano win the Twitter one as well?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He won by like less than 3%, 2 point some percent, 2 point.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Andy. And by Riddler, I meant Jim Carrey's Riddler, not Paul Dano's Riddler.
Wait, what'd you say?
When I said when I asked Molly Damon which one's the best, she said the Riddler. But didn't say.
She was saying Jim Carrey's
Riddler.
Was she being serious?
Yeah, she was being dead serious.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I thought like Jake loves Jim Carrey's Riddler. I didn't know.
Oh, I do too.
Jim Carrey. So do I. I thought I was going to be the only one who liked him, and I was shocked. So that's pretty cool because that movie gets a lot of hate. So
I would say for me, since I wasn't on it, I would go and see. I feel like Gio's right with the bias of Riddler. Like it's fresh in our head.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like Mr. Freeze. I love Mr. Freeze.
Well, it came down to Joker and Catwoman.
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't like Nicholson's Joker. That's me though. So
yeah, well,
anyways.
It doesn't surprise me. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. So there's a new series coming out, and in some capacity, we'll be covering it, and I'm going to let Gio tell you a little bit about that.
All right, so Halo, one of the biggest video game franchises ever, is finally getting a live action series, and the first 2 episodes are premiering this week on Paramount Plus. Guess what? Apocaflix Movies is going to be covering it. Join myself and Sean Wingblade every week. We're going to cover these episodes, talk about the things we enjoyed, the things we didn't enjoy, where the story is going, theories, so on and so forth. It's going to be so exciting. And here is something that for those of you out there who haven't played Halo, here's something worth mentioning. The showrunners of this series didn't look at the video games even once when writing this series. So in case you're like, I didn't play the video games, anything like that, no. It's going to hopefully cater to you as well. So if you have Paramount Plus, check out Halo this Thursday, March 24th, every Thursday. And make sure you tune in. We'll cover it. We'll geek out. It'll be a fun time. So, yeah.
Need to add Paramount Plus to my ever-growing list.
You want to borrow mine?
No. So when did you say when you'll be covering it? Like what?
Thursdays.
Okay. And I didn't know the show comes out this week. That's awesome. I have Paramount Plus. So look, I told Gio I don't know. I played the first Halo game, and somebody said earlier in the chat that they used to watch Eurotrip and play Halo. That's so funny because they came out around the same time. And I remember I can picture myself in the place I lived at the time, and that's all we did. We played Halo and we watched movies, but we watched Eurotrip all the time. And like I played a lot of the first Halo when I was younger, but I never like stayed playing it. So I don't really know much about it, but I'm going to check it out for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I don't know. I was like a player of Halo. I wasn't like Halo is the greatest game of all time. Like, like that crazy, but we'll see.
Halo was so addicting. I mean,
yeah, the multiplayer especially.
Man, the multiplayer, I remember all the arguments, screen looking. Oh my god, I can get into.
Well, I think it was the game that evolved into or the game that helped the video game genre evolve into what it is today, like with Call of Duty and all that stuff.
The game that put Xbox on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our fourth member is here. We might as well bring him in, Mr. Keith Barnes. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
Hi, Keith.
Keith, first of all, how are you? And while we're on the topic of Halo, what is your exposure to Halo, if any at all?
Little to none.
Okay. I was curious. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, my sister, somebody gave her an Xbox back in the day, the original Xbox, and so she never played it. So she gave it to me, and Halo came with the Xbox, if I recall. Back in the day. Yeah. So, but I never played it. I never played it at all. I played Knights of the Old Republic. I think it was the only other game I had. Yeah. But it was literally the only 2 Xbox games I ever had.
I still have mine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And also, I had one of the Need for Speeds. I think may have or a racing game. I don't remember if it's Need for Speed.
So you know what, guys? I'm terrible at video games, to be honest. Like
Did you ever get a Switch?
Yeah, I have a Switch.
Okay. I have 2 of them.
Oh.
So I always get to a point in the game where I get stuck and I can't get out of this certain area and I give up. I swear. So that happened to me with Knights of the Old Republic. I started playing it.
Right.
And there's this part where you're like in this closed off area and there's these creatures coming after you and you got to kill them and then you got to find your way out. And I just couldn't find my way out. So I just gave up.
Jesus.
That happens to me in every game, every game like that.
Right. I'll have to stop and I talk all the time. I'm a big Uncharted guy. So whenever I get to one of those points, I'll have to stop for a month and then come back to it. Or honestly, Stardew. He's got
easy mode.
Yes, I'll do that.
You know what?
I'll do that
so
first,
sad.
And then I'll play it on hard.
Play easy mode.
The funny thing I remember is there was a Star Wars game that came out on Nintendo 64 was never able to beat it because of one level. So I just never played it again.
Ooh, what was it?
Shadows of the Empire, I want to say.
Oh, I never played that.
I remember that one.
I'm pretty sure.
On N64.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Well, they put that out with the novels and all that stuff during that time. Yeah.
So there was like one part I never beat it as a kid. I remember like when I was like 20.
Thrawn must be in the game, right? Obviously.
I don't
Wasn't that like built around
That
Thrawn?
was one of those parts.
That's probably why Thrawn's your favorite character. Like
maybe subconsciously.
Yeah.
But I remember like playing it again when I was like 24 after never playing again. And I beat it like that. And I was like, I was like, why was this hard? Why was this hard? This was not hard.
Like, I did that as an adult with Ninja Gaiden. I never beat Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden, yeah.
And then I beat it like that like a few years ago when I played it.
You know what game?
Yeah.
That's I played Nintendo 64 Star Fox, and I beat it in like 45 minutes. And I was like,
recently?
This was like last year or two ago, and I was like, why was this game is horrible? I beat it in 45 minutes. The whole game.
So it's so straightforward. No matter what, the ship keeps going forward.
Yeah.
Man, I love that game, man. Wolf.
Well, see, my problem is it's not that the game's hard. Like, it's not that I can't defeat like whoever I'm fighting. I literally get lost.
You just suck.
Like, I get lost and I can't find my way out of where I am, so I give up.
It was Shadows of the Empire.
So it has to be straightforward. Well, like I beat all the Mortal Kombat games because all you're doing is fighting another person. Like, you don't have to walk around and find your way. I just fight somebody.
Well, I sent you guys, if you remember, I sent you guys the photo of my kids playing the Halo game at Dave & Buster's in Roseville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's probably the only Halo thing I've ever really kind of been a part. And that game's awesome. I'm watching them playing. I'm like, oh, this is
we so have to play that sometime.
We do, right?
Is it like a virtual reality one or no?
No, it's like an arcade shooter. Like, you know, those Predator games.
What would be so much fun is like a VR Halo game. Does that exist?
Do they have that? Oh, they should.
Probably not yet.
Probably.
Look, all I remember from Halo is like you throw those little
grenades,
little blue grenades, and they stick to the person.
Sticky
I
bombs.
love doing
grenades.
that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
That better be in the show.
Tune in, guys. Tune in on Thursday.
I got a coworker of mine, a guy I work with who I got him to follow us, so hopefully he's watching. But he's a huge Halo guy. He was the one that told me when we talked about it a few weeks ago. He told me about the score, how great the score is for all the games. And but he is not.
The score is great.
He's totally opposite of you. Like, he's not into this show at all because of what you said about the showrunners they're kind of not following the story of Master Chief, which he says is very compelling.
I hear you on that. I'm a little concerned too. I tweeted it out. I was like, this is a little bit concerning, but you know what? Based on the early buzz, the people who have played the games, there's a whole bunch of fan service in there for them.
Right.
But at the same time, if the showrunners are trying to reach out to a whole new audience who didn't play the Halo games and gets them on board, I mean, that's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
We'll see. I am a little bit concerned about that. Absolutely.
Yeah. He was telling me about the whole, like, the lore, everything of Master Chief and where he comes from and how he was taken there, I guess. And it sounded really, I was like, oh, that actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but I'm interested in the show. I think it looks cool. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard some things about it. Gio, I'm curious. Does it matter to you or not whether Master Chief takes his helmet off?
I mean, the games that I've played in Halo, he hasn't taken his helmet off. So if he does, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. You know,
there isn't like a reason, right, in the game. There's no reason why.
He just doesn't. He's the last one.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
No, but man, what an iconic voice too. I mean, for those who have played the video game. Yeah, but I hear comparisons to Mandalorian.
No, it's Pablo Schreiber.
No, it's a guy playing him and it's his voice and the face.
Is it the same voice actor in all the games?
Oh yeah.
The voice actor, but the guy playing Master Chief is he was kind of like the main character in Den of Thieves with Gerard Butler.
Oh, that guy.
Pablo
Yeah.
Schreiber. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Pablo Schreiber. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, you can check it out on Geo's Reviews.
Hey.
No cool
Yeah, the
name.
logo's dope.
No cool Halo name or nothing like that.
Halo
No.
is perfect by
Yeah,
itself.
we're good.
Halo reviews. Okay,
By the way,
well, there
Keith,
you go.
I challenged you to the movie watching challenge.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
Keith,
good.
you were
And you're
challenged.
watching Upgrade.
Oh, great. Yes, thank you. I almost watched this the other day. I'm
Oh.
glad.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
All right.
now you have to.
Director of Invisible Man.
Lee Winnell. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Saw and all that stuff. Okay. Good.
Sweet.
Great. Thank you. Can't wait.
You're welcome.
All
right, what
right.
are we doing now?
Jordan, I'm okay with that. I mean, for myself, I can go either way. You know, Carl Urban it but I hear that he does take his helmet off. So
That's what I heard too. Well, if you
Yeah.
said it, then
I don't care.
that's what I heard too. But unless there's no main reason, right? Like
I bet you they're
Like-
going to make one for the show.
maybe.
I bet
Maybe.
you. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
would
But
imagine.
let's go ahead and move on to our Obi-Wan trailer discussion. Brian does have to head out here pretty soon, so let's make sure he can at least be a little bit a part of the conversation. So the Obi-Wan trailer, it dropped last week, right? It was last week. Obi-Wan
2 weeks, yeah.
if
Was it
2
last
weeks
week?
ago.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever, it dropped.
Yeah, so the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, Disney Plus series, coming in May. It dropped, and it's obviously one of the most anticipated shows, one of the most anticipated trailers. And look, I think it dropped the day after we did Apocaflix Now. That's why we didn't talk about it. So yeah, it did drop last. I think it dropped last Wednesday.
I think you and I talked about it. I think on Bartley.
Yeah, because we did Bartley and Barnes
that's
on
why.
Wednesday, but we didn't go super in depth. And yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look, we'll talk about all the details, but I do want to get Brian's thought. I know you did the trailer reaction, Brian, but you don't really get to get into deep analysis on those. So I'll go to you first, man. Like, how are you feeling about the trailer? Did it raise or lower your anticipation?
Oh, it was amazing.
I'm assuming it raised it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye, Rachel. Yeah, it looks freaking incredible. I think it's going to be a 6-hour movie, and people are going to say it's better than some movies. I think it's going to be freaking fantastic. I'm finally getting Inquisitors. That is
In live action.
the only thing I cared about really that's a lie, but it was one of the it was for me, honestly, Thrawn and then the Inquisitors, and I'm probably getting both, so I'm like, great, fantastic. I will say, yeah, sorry, hate me if you want, the Grand Inquisitor looks horrible. I literally had to rewatch it twice to figure out that was the Grand Inquisitor. I didn't know who it was at first.
Is he the one?
He's the first season of Rebels.
No, I know that. That the one that fights Kanan and Ezra.
Yeah.
At the end. But I'm saying in the trailer, is he the one he's not the one with the helmet thing with the sides?
No,
right?
he's the bald-headed guy.
Oh, at the end. Yeah.
No, it's in the middle, at the beginning.
It's at that castle that's in the middle of the
He's
ocean.
not at the end too?
That's what it looks like. Anyway.
I think they show him twice.
Yeah.
He's staring at
look,
someone, and then
I think it's really hard to bring in anime.
No, it is not. Here's
into
why.
live action.
No.
It is. And just
Jacob,
because it succeeded before
Jacob.
doesn't mean it's easy again.
I do not care. The fact that we had the technology when did Attack of the Clones come out?
2002.
In 2002, they should be able to make that one character look as good as the other one. I'm sorry. That movie came out 20 years ago.
More information, please. Are you saying, is there a character that's the same species?
Yes.
And he looks way better?
The Utapauans. The one, when Obi-Wan goes to fight Grievous? Those demon-looking face guys?
Are you talking about episode 3?
That's 3.
Oh, 3. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He lurks in the background. Why did I have to text you if you've been here the whole time? Yeah, it's those guys. So they've already done him before.
Okay.
So it's just it bothers me. I'm hoping they get enough flack that they.
He has some badass dialogue though.
Oh, he's going to be a
Trailer.
badass.
Mm-hmm.
I just. Yeah. See, it was 2005. Okay, I messed up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't crucify me. But yeah, the new female Inquisitor looks like a fucking badass.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
I cannot wait.
And she's just a human, so that you got to worry about her.
Wait to see her. I think she's going to arguably not steal the show, but people are going to love her character.
Moses Ingram.
Yeah, she's
actress or the character.
Actress.
I mean, this is a completely new character. There was not. This Inquisitor did not exist before this.
No, I love that. Yeah. She's probably gonna die though.
Yes, I was gonna say she's probably gonna be the one.
I told
that
Keith,
dies.
look, based on this trailer, Obi-Wan is killing some fools.
Well, see, that's the only thing that bothers me is we know that Grand Inquisitor is not going to die.
That's a good point. You're right. He does.
We know that one. Mm-hmm. We know I think it's the fifth brother. The fifth brother is not going to die. Yeah, he's good. Which people hate how he looks. I don't mind him. I think he's a weird looking alien.
Is he the one with the things in the head?
Yes.
Okay.
The helmet thing.
It does look kind of weird, to be honest, but I don't.
Is it Reva Gordon? Okay, thank you. Yeah. I don't mind his look because he's a weird looking alien. It's never been done. That one hasn't been done, so that doesn't bother me in live action. The problem I'm having with the Grand Inquisitor is that it was done in live action before. But yeah, give me all the Inquisitors. I'm all for it. I love every bit about it. And I don't think, honestly, don't show me another trailer. Don't show Darth Vader. Nothing. Don't.
They already showed Darth Vader.
Not in the trailer.
Not in the trailer.
No, Entertainment Weekly did.
Oh, that picture. I think that picture sucks. That looks like it just came out of Rogue One.
It's Entertainment Weekly.
Well, that's the thing. Vader always looks the same, right?
So what are you going to do? Oh, he's walking downstairs.
Brian, before you head out, man, can you break this down for the viewers real quick that don't know?
Obi-Wan comes before Rebels. Does it mix? I would say no. No, it's not going to mix. I think a couple years before it, I would say.
Well, if you think about how old Obi-Wan is in Rebels, so it's.
Hey, those Tatooine summers probably.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Ewan McGregor is going to age a lot from now until A New Hope. But
I mean, yeah. So honestly, the thing I'm most excited for, outside of just the story, is just the Inquisitors. The Inquisitorius, the actual planet. They're going to the actual planet. Are you joking? With the actual temple?
Somebody gave you props for bringing that up in the reaction comments. I saw that.
Wait, there's a planet called Inquisitorius?
No, that's the sanctum that they are in. It's so. I don't know if this is going to be the case for the movie. I would assume so because it's pretty much canon, I think. But the planet is next to Mustafar, so that way Darth Vader can just go. But. Oh, I love it.
So is Obi-Wan going to be like, all right, I'm going to this planet. I'm going to take out all the Inquisitors.
I doubt it.
And then Vader shows up.
Right next to Darth Vader's planet.
And Vader's like, no, you're not.
So, I can't wait. This show is going to be epic.
Maybe, actually.
Oh, man. I have no idea how Vader and Obi-Wan are going to meet in this, but I don't care. I'm all for it.
So I'm just curious. I'm hoping, because it would be it's prime for Ewan McGregor's acting. The second he discovers Anakin's still alive, they have to show that, right? The second he realizes that, they're not going to automatically go into this thinking he already knows that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Well, that's a good point because everybody always talks about
You think he knows?
I don't think he thought Anakin was dead. I think he.
Oh
just
no,
left.
I think he
always
thinks.
knew.
I think he
I
just.
think
let-
he knew. I think he just.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know that he would have wanted to like kill him like that.
Look, he felt him through the Force.
I think he.
I think
well,
he would've
always,
known.
right?
I think he left him for dead, assuming he was gonna die.
I'm with Brian. I think he burned
Maybe.
alive. There's no
He
way
was
he
never-
survives. Like, I won't kill you, but I'm not gonna save
I'll let you die though.
Yes,
Yeah, because
Like
he says
this
in
guy right here.
yeah, he says in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, I can't kill Anakin. He's like my brother. He didn't kill him. He left him for dead. So I'm hoping, like,
Okay.
can you imagine that, like,
Probably.
him being like Anakin or just something like that? Oh, that'd be heartbreaking.
Well, we know in A New Hope that he knows, right? So
Yeah.
if he thought he was dead, there had to be some point where Obi-Wan found out that Anakin's still alive. And I always thought about that because I always assumed that Obi-Wan thought Anakin was dead. That's what I always
assumed he knew he was alive.
So I was thinking like, oh, how did he find out? Like every time I watch A New Hope and he's
Yeah.
talking about him.
I just assumed he went for X amount of time thinking he's dead until all of a sudden Darth Vader started showing up, and then at some point put 2 and 2 together.
Well, but no, he was already called Darth Vader even when they were facing off, like when he was still Anakin.
Oh, that's right.
So as soon as he hears the name Darth Vader, he knows.
Oh, duh.
That's true.
So
Because in the hologram he says, "Rise, Lord Vader."
Lord Vader.
because
yes.
everybody knows that who Darth Vader is, he's like the Emperor's second hand. So like once you know, hey, Darth Vader's around, then of course. So he would have known, but yeah. So he already knows then. But we don't know when he finds out that Vader's still around. We
And that
don't know
he's
when
hunting.
that is.
Because at this point, and you guys read all the stuff. I mean, Vader's going around hunting down. Is he going around hunting down all the
The
Jedi?
Inquisitors are going around hunting down the Jedi.
Or he's got the Inquisitors doing it.
Yeah,
Right.
the Inquisitors
But
are.
Vader
are-
gets involved though, right? At certain points in the
I
comic.
mean, if it's a strong enough Jedi, like he'll be
Because there
like
wasn't that one guy he
Jedi.
faced that was super powerful that almost beat him
in the comics.
in
Yeah,
one of the comics. Yeah.
yeah. If it's someone like super powerful, then he's like, I've got this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's got the Inquisitors sent out looking for them to kill him.
Gotcha.
In fact,
Well,
I think that
remember-
if I believe in the comic, the Inquisitors found him and they were like,
They call Vader.
yeah, like, hey, bro, like,
They come
come
get this guy.
help
We
this,
can't.
like this
well,
guy.
there, Vader like to some water planet or something and take out some Jedi in the comics. Like there multiple times in the comics, I feel like he's going after Jedi. But I think
Yeah.
you're right. It is when it's like a well-known one or a
See,
powerful
Gordon,
one.
that's what I'm thinking too. This is in Legends. He just hears about it on the news. He like
Well,
finds out.
now
like,
that
just,
Keith brought that up, once he hears that Darth Vader is alive, he knows that that's Anakin.
yeah, probably.
So he doesn't know at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he doesn't know that Anakin's still alive.
Yeah.
I don't think. But he does find out shortly afterwards, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. I mean, I'm honestly like, I know Jake titled this as like, what are we like expecting, or I forgot what it was specifically. I'm honestly just trying to completely go in blank. I don't want to set any expectations. I don't want
There you go.
nothing. I want like I have no. I'm not even making like things I hope to see because I don't want any of it. I just
You
literally
like
want
less
to go
of a
into
Boba
this. Yeah, I want to go into this being like, hell yeah, I'm seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi after so long again. Like that's all I care about. Like, and I'm getting my Inquisitors. I don't need to.
And it's
anything.
not, none of it is forced. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
So-
for the timeline.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. Any last thoughts, Brian, before you gotta head out, man?
Trying to think. I will say one thing. They've got to have Qui-Gon as a Force Ghost, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would put money on that
100%.
right
Okay.
now.
Me and
Okay.
Jake talked about that. Like they're absolutely
Okay.
doing that.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no question, but don't tell us though. Like I'm saying, like
no, this, like,
Disney, don't tell us.
No.
Like until
It
I
has
want
to
to find
be-
out in the series.
yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, I think that might be the only like thing that I'm like speculating, hoping happens. Everything else, like, I'm just kind of like along for the ride. But I'm like, you got to have him like Qui-Gon talking to him in his cave, right? Like
Oh,
something.
absolutely. And we're gonna that Liam
Yeah.
Neeson voice.
Yeah, once you hear it, like you're just gonna. because you know for a fact if they do it, it's going to be like the camera's going to be panned on Obi-Wan, and then you're just going to hear the voice.
Mhm. And then the camera's going to turn and it's going to show Qui-Gon. And look, it makes sense at the end of Revenge of the Sith. What does Yoda tell Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
He literally tells him, like,
I'll teach you how to communicate with your old master.
Like, so it almost like it'd be weird if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's the as Jacob, you and I talked about. Besides from watching Luke, it's the other reason that he's there was to learn how to speak to.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, I don't care. Like whatever. I would love some Clone Wars flashbacks.
Yes.
Sure, I think that's happening.
I'm not gonna be like, why? If I never get it, like, okay, well, I'd love to see it. It would make sense to do maybe a story. Ahsoka, if she appears in a flashback, sure, I'm fine.
I was gonna ask you, do you think he leaves Tatooine because maybe he hears of another Jedi?
I do think he's going in
another planet, or maybe he comes across another Jedi. Maybe
I think he's going to leave planet for some reason. There could be a million reasons. I don't think he's going to go find another Jedi because then they'd have to introduce a Jedi. Well, they wouldn't have to, but I have a feeling I honestly, if I had to make a guess, because we're putting out theories and stuff, I have a feeling something with Leia is going to come up where he has to leave. And maybe like she's doing something on a different planet. Bail's like, hey, like, I need your help or something.
We got to see Bail.
Yeah, because I mean the message to Luke or Obi-Wan at the beginning of A New Hope, like they're very much, yeah. Like you served my father in the that whole thing.
I'm actually surprised like they don't show Jimmy Smits in the trailer already. Like, do you think they want to save that as a surprise reveal?
Yeah, because if you show him, you automatically know Leia's some form.
You're right.
In it.
You're right. Because we see a young Luke, and that would be so cool to see a young Leia because we know how like intelligent she is, and that you're right.
That would probably be my only other thing I would say to yours, Gio, is if he's leaving, I have a feeling it would be something like that because I feel like if they're going to do Luke, they're going to want to squeeze out Leia somehow.
Well, I think Obi-Wan has to leave Tatooine because I don't think Vader's coming to Tatooine.
No, Vader ain't touching Tatooine.
That would be like the last place he would go.
Yeah,
honestly.
That's why he went there because he knew
and he can't know that Luke exists. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
obviously.
So
like, he doesn't find out till obviously A New Hope, but he doesn't know that he's his son until Empire. Obviously.
Yeah. So I can't wait.
Brian.
Yeah.
Well,
do we see Palpatine?
No. Maybe you might hear his voice, but I don't think you see him.
Hologram,
maybe
maybe?
For the fact of you never see him in A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that you would see him, not see him in A New Hope, and then see him again for the rest of the stuff, I don't.
For all those
to me personally,
people in 50 years that watch this chronologically.
Yeah. For me personally, I don't need it.
No, me neither.
Darth Vader can be the highest form of bad for this. And I think Palpatine still has some poo-poo on his name that people are like, oh, here we go again.
Look, he got enough screen time in Rise of Skywalker.
that they're just not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. They're just going to be like, you know what? We'll leave Palpatine to the side. Darth Vader is the highest level of bad we've got right now.
Vader, Inquisitors, Tarkin.
Vader hates sand. He doesn't want sand getting into his suit, like all the neck part and all that. No.
You know how much of a bitch that's going to be to clean out sand from that suit? No thanks.
Yeah, he was foreshadowing. It's going to
That's true. Andy,
his robotic suit.
He did have an arc in Rebels, but I just don't. I think people are going to be like, here we go again. We're finding another way to put Palpatine back in this. So I think it's too soon that they're just going to be like, no, we're good. Darth Vader.
Well, if anything, it'll be a hologram or a voice talking to Vader real quick.
Yeah, it'd be like him in his back to tube.
Like telling him to kill Obi-Wan or something.
Yeah, your old master's alive. Go kill him or something like that. Whatever. But yeah, I can't wait. Don't want to say my expectations are low, but like want and stuff, it's low just because I know it's gonna be better than anything I can hope for. So I cannot wait. And it is not that far away.
It's not. I'm trying not to get too excited, to be honest.
I know.
Obi-Wan's my favorite character. So.
How do you think Jake and I feel? We watch it and then go straight to celebration.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally, it's the next day.
Like the first episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well,
Jacob, aren't you going to celebration?
No, I'm not going.
No.
Yeah, I originally was, but that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
But anyways,
so I'm not going anymore.
I am excited to hear what you guys have to say. I will leave it to you guys.
Yeah.
But
Gio, I haven't really heard much from you.
Brian, have fun, man.
You heading out, Brian?
Yeah, my
right,
kickball.
Man. Have fun, kick some balls.
Yeah, kick lots of them.
All right, man. Have
Later,
a good night. Gio, Keith and I talked about this trailer a little bit on Bartley and Barnes, so I want to get your thoughts. I really don't know what you're thinking about this. Look, we're all excited for Obi-Wan series, but how did you personally experience this trailer, and how are you feeling about it right now?
Well, I've made it known in the past that Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie.
You've always said that.
Absolutely. And oh man, Duel of Fates and then Battle of Heroes. I'm just like, yes, bring it all the way. And
John Williams doing the score.
Yes,
which is awesome.
Even though he said he was done after Rise of Skywalker, he's like, no,
right.
I'm not done yet. So maybe there's hope for George Lucas one day. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I love this trailer like the rest of you guys. I'm so looking forward to it. I just, as far as theories go, I mean, it's tough. I feel like we know so much already, honestly. Because we're so into this kind of thing. I mean, what more can I say that hasn't already been said? There was a theory online about when Obi-Wan in the trailer is looking down, is he looking at Shmi Skywalker's grave, Anakin's grave, and he's having a moment saying, "I failed your son. I wasn't strong enough." And
you mean the end shot of the trailer?
Just imagine that.
Or is he looking at Padme's grave?
Where is Padme? No, because Padme is.
Would she not be on
Naboo?
She's on Naboo, right?
Is that not Naboo? I don't know.
Yeah, she'd be on Naboo, right?
I mean, the only reason why I remember is because when she was being laid to rest, I saw the Gungans, I saw Jar Jar.
Well, she's from Naboo for sure,
Yeah.
so that's where she would be. Yeah.
What if Jar Jar makes?
Hey, don't honestly. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. It's probably not, but in the aftermath, it's either book 2 or 3.
Yes, I know he's like a homeless guy or something, or clown or something.
Novel. They cut away to Jar Jar, and everybody is mad at him because he gave power to the Emperor in Revenge of the Sith or whatever, and everybody hates him. And it's kind of like a metaphor for how everybody hates him in real life, right? And he's a street performer, a clown. And he finds he develops a relationship with this little kid that has a burnt face. And the little kid is hated by people too. He gets made fun of, all this stuff. And him and this little kid meet and they become friends. And then they go on the road together and they're doing clown shows and stuff. And it's actually kind of deep, to be honest. So that being said, that they were able to do that with Jar Jar, give you hey, here's where Jar Jar is. I wouldn't be surprised, but probably not.
I was just kidding. He's not going to.
No, I'm not even joking though. They did that in that book, so I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they give you one scene of Jar Jar just to try to redeem him in some way. It doesn't have to be in Obi-Wan, but some way in Star Wars.
It would be a different actor. Remember, the poor actor talked about how he was just traumatized.
Yeah, Ahmed,
damn near suicidal because of all the hate he got.
So many, man. Look, this fandom can be cruel. That is Star Wars, man. They're just I've
the
seen
special effects on Jar Jar were incredible though. Like
That's
for the
what
time,
yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And look, you could see throughout the trilogy, he definitely takes a back seat in 2 and 3. Like even if George Lucas had bigger plans for him, they reduced his role after that going forward. But like this series, because I remember talking to you guys about it like months ago, and Kathleen Kennedy had said that this is going to be the greatest rematch of all time or whatever. And we're going to see Vader and Obi-Wan throw down. I'm totally okay with that, because if you're going to do an Obi-Wan series, what's the best possible thing? Like maybe him fighting Darth Maul in live action. It wouldn't top it, but it would be close. But him fighting Vader is like the ultimate thing. So to me, like, I'm like, yes, bring that on. But how do you guys think it comes about? Like, is it as simple as, oh, Obi-Wan's defeating all of our Inquisitors, we got to send Vader? Or is it just like random? Or how do you guys think? Have you guys thought about that at all?
It won't be random. I think Obi-Wan is going to go quite a bit without using his lightsaber. Something along the lines of Attack of the Clones, where he didn't have lightsabers and he was taking on these giant creatures. Well, he's going to be... Remember, the Inquisitors know who they're dealing with, okay? This was a general in the Clone Wars, very decorated, well-respected. The Separatists, I mean, like, he was number 2 after probably arguably Yoda as far as like biggest threats. Obviously the Clone Army as well.
Well, Windu was gone at that point, right?
Who?
Mace Windu?
Yeah.
No, not yet. But he had his hands full. He was arguably more under Palpatine's strings as a puppet than Obi-Wan was. But I mean, yeah, because if Obi-Wan was there when they confronted Palpatine, no, he ain't making it out of there. He's arrested. End of the trilogy. End of the saga. That's it. Roll credits. George Lucas directed. I think it's probably something where he is just owning these Inquisitors. They're giving him a fight, but they're clearly no match, and Vader has to step in. I know that's the logical response, but to me, that's the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, how else can it go, really? Keith, do you have any other ideas? Like,
real quick.
What do you think? Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I think of it like this. You remember the movie Incredibles, where Syndrome was getting rid of all the heroes?
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally found Mr. Incredible. And that's the one where Syndrome himself wanted to go and take on Mr. Incredible and get the best of him. I think that's what the Inquisitors are doing. They're hunting down Jedi and whatnot, but just think of it like the Incredibles.
So basically you're saying like, okay, the Inquisitors' purpose is to hunt down Jedi and kill them. So they're hunting down Jedi. I'm sure we'll get a scene of them hunting down a different Jedi and killing them. And so it's like, oh, we're on General Kenobi's tail, Emperor. What do you want us to do? They're like, oh, we're sending Vader. Like, I mean, I guess that's basically what what the point is. But Keith, do you have any other ideas that we're not mentioning?
I don't know. I have no idea. Honestly, I'm kind of like, I don't. I've been glad to hear Brian got to where he is, for as far as just expectations. I've been that way about so many things for a few years, so I'm glad, because I just want to watch. I'm glad they're finally doing this. You and I talked about it. I'm glad they're doing the series, as opposed to, obviously we heard for a long time they wanted to do a movie.
It was supposed to be a movie, yeah, and
even maybe I thought there was rumors of even a trilogy, which they were maybe kicking around ideas for.
Yeah,
but no. So yeah, I'm excited to get some stories of what Obi-Wan Kenobi is doing all this with his time here. As far as him leaving Tatooine, I wonder maybe if, in my head, maybe it's going to be something where it's got to be like he's there to watch over Luke, right? Like that's he just wants to like I think his whole thing is just I'm just gonna go there, I'm just gonna chill out. I'm not gonna get into anything. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna watch this kid. I'm gonna meditate. Talk to Qui-Gon, and whoever else in the Force I can talk to. That's it. And I think if something's happening that could maybe threaten Luke, that he maybe connects that leads him to have to. All right, I got to go see what this is about because this is.
Well, I think I thought about that too. If they're on the trail of like, oh, let's go look at Tatooine next, might have to go stop them from ever even looking at Tatooine in the first place.
Something along those lines, yeah. Or if it's something that he thinks could threaten his guys, threaten Luke, then I think that'll lead him away from Tatooine. I think that would be maybe his motivation to leave. Because otherwise, he wouldn't want to, like I say, I know he doesn't want to get too close to Luke because obviously Owen Lars doesn't like him.
Which we haven't talked about Joel Edgerton.
Right.
He looks amazing in the trailers.
Well, there's a scene where it looks like there's some kind of maybe a public execution or something that Owen Lars is there looking at it and he looks upset.
Well, that would make sense, right? If maybe they executed Jedi on Tatooine or even somebody who like had information on a Jedi or something.
Or it's something where he thinks, and Tatooine's a terrible place, but it could just be something where he thinks, you know what, Kenobi, if you weren't here, this wouldn't have happened or something like that. It could be something. Or
like, oh, I don't want this coming anywhere near Luke.
It's like,
how awesome is it that Joel Edgerton played him in the original in the the prequel trilogy,
episode 3,
and he's playing him like they cast such a great actor back then. We didn't know he would become like Joel Edgerton, which was just so cool.
Right. Yeah, maybe it's somebody that has gotten word on Kenobi is looking for him, or he got into it. Who knows? Because listen, here's the thing with Obi-Wan, he doesn't F around. Like we saw that in the bar in the cantina, and we saw it again in episode 2.
This is why I love
Obi-Wan. His way, he's hacking off your arm, or he's gonna.
To me, mind. Obi-Wan is all about do the right thing. Like Obi-Wan is the Captain America of the Star Wars universe.
Well, I would say
honestly,
because
look, he's noble. Like he's not selfish at all. He's like the lead. He's the most selfless person in all of Star Wars. Honestly.
Yes, he is. But he's somebody that if you look at, I would imagine that. I hope we get into this. Like hopefully, maybe we see some of this stuff about his journals that he wrote.
Yeah,
because that's canon, right? Isn't that part of
Well, that's where in the Star Wars comics, Luke finds Obi-Wan's journals and he starts reading them, and then they use that to tell a story in the comics. Yeah,
because I would like to see how he feels about everything that's happened, how he feels about the Jedi, how he feels about the Jedi Order, and because he surely
might get a monologue like in the Batman,
right?
Something maybe like that.
Does he feel led astray or hurt or but everything that's happened? Does he what he thinks about what the Jedi Order have become? And but the thing is, you're right. He is noble, but he's all about business. So if you get in his way, he'll cut you. And he doesn't have any problem doing.
Well, that's the point about. That's what I was gonna say. Like he'll still kill a fool, though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he don't play around, and he'll cut off your hand if you show any you try to threaten him.
I know a lot of people are upset about Maul. See, I don't know that we'll see Maul in this because they've already done it. Yeah, I don't know that they had what they had in mind for Obi-Wan a live action.
No, I think they scrapped it actually.
It sounds like there was something that they were going to do, and then
there's a report. It's reported that Maul was supposed to be in this.
Filoni changed, I think,
and that he was getting ready.
What's the director's name? What's her name?
Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow.
Yeah,
I think that.
Well, no, it doesn't really make sense canon-wise, to be honest. No. If you've seen Rebels, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like they wouldn't meet and then meet again in Rebels and have that situation happen.
Yeah.
Look, I would love nothing more than to see Darth Maul and Obi-Wan fight again, but I'm okay. I'm willing to let that go if it doesn't make sense canon-wise. But to me, like people try to argue that Vader and him meeting doesn't make sense canon-wise, which you can take one line from A New Hope and we can play semantics, but I think that there's room for Vader and Obi-Wan to meet again. There's not really any room for Maul and Obi-Wan to meet again.
No.
Yeah.
Although Maul does know that he's on Tatooine. We go back to that episode of Rebels, like he's trying to get there and find him. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
Well, unless they meet and then they fight, and then he's like, "I'll come back again and see you later." But no, it wouldn't make sense because I'm pretty sure in Rebels they make it clear that he hasn't seen him since Clone Wars, right?
Clone Wars when they fought. Yeah. And so, you don't need to overdo it with that kind of stuff. Like those moments we saw in animation were pretty cool. So we need to.
And we don't have a lot of Vader as Vader in the Vader suit and Obi-Wan,
right?
You know,
right. And also pre A New Hope as well. We just got the one scene in Rebels. Yeah. I mean, in Rogue One.
So look, Hayden Christensen is coming back for this.
Right.
Are they really going to limit that to in the Vader mask? Maybe the mask gets broken, kind of like in Rebels when he fights Ahsoka, or we see Vader without the mask and it's Anakin, or are we going to get flashbacks of Anakin and Obi-Wan during the Clone Wars or even pre-Attack of the Clones? Because
you don't get Hayden Christensen. You could get anybody to put in that suit. So you don't get Hayden Christensen if you're not going to show him. So
yeah, what do you think, Gio, about that? Do you think we're going to see like actual Anakin?
We better.
Yeah.
Because I got my Darth Vader fix in Rogue One, and it was a 1-minute scene. And you bring Hayden Christensen back again. That's my childhood. That's my favorite movie. Yes, redeem him. Okay. I didn't think
he's going to be in Ahsoka too, so we're going to see.
Yeah.
I think we'll see multiple
I think they got
places
big plans for him. Yeah,
of Anakin, and which I'm cool with because a lot of people look back on the prequel trilogy in a negative light and think and blame Hayden Christensen for that, and it's not necessarily his fault.
He's a good actor. He's good in so many other things, So yeah, I totally agree.
There was a line in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin goes, "All right, but you owe me, and not for saving your skin for the 10th time." And Obi-Wan goes, "9th. That business on Modia
that doesn't count." Yeah,
maybe that's a part of a flashback. Again, I'm somebody who
sure
hasn't seen much of the animated shows, so but yeah, give me something like that.
Or listen, I haven't seen you this tense since we fell into that nest of whatever that was. What did you say? That nest of Gundarks or something like that? I don't know. Whatever you said.
Something like that.
Yeah. But he would have been super young. They're going to have to de-age him a little. I mean, Hayden Christensen, he looks pretty good. He's still looking pretty much the same, so shouldn't be that hard. But no, yeah, you wouldn't cast him if you weren't going to show him. So we're 100% going to see him.
Hopefully it's not a Kang the Conqueror situation where
all the way at the end.
All the way at the end, last episode, it's all him. I'm thinking maybe first couple of episodes they'll give it to put the spotlight on Obi-Wan where he's been catch us up. The Inquisitors, their first live action appearance. Well, not including the prequels and what Brian mentioned, but like give them some attention, spotlight, and then I think probably third episode at the very end, Vader. Yeah.
Listen, they could pull it. He could show up in the first episode. I wouldn't surprise me if he shows up at the end of the very first episode. They just get into it right away. Let us know he's here, and that's kind of the looming threat. I don't. He's
Vader.
Yeah. They could just go for it right away. Or you could be right, Gio, because I mean it could be like the Kingpin situation where they'll kind of let us know like halfway through. You mention it, you let us know that they kind of allude to it. He's there, and then kind of show him about halfway through, and then he shows up and they fight at the end or near the end. I do want to say, I can't remember who said it earlier. Maybe it's John Pedro. Oh man, I'm with you on the stupid helicopter lightsabers. Get that out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. It's ridiculous.
And then Jake said, "Bring on the helicopter lightsabers."
Of course, Jake would like some dumb thing like that. So
Keith, you don't want to see him flying in the air with the helicopter lightsabers?
One of the dumbest things they've ever done
Like,
in Star Wars.
Anakin could have saved himself from if he just had the helicopter lightsaber.
Exactly. Oh my god, that's one of the dumbest things. That's something you can do in but in a cartoon. Fine, even though it's silly, but don't. Come on.
You know what I just thought about? Did the lava save Anakin because it burnt his flesh and closed it off? He might have bled out.
Oh, lava! He would have melted. You know how hot lava is.
Sorry, did the lava leading to him being on fire like burn, like close his wounds, and he would have bled out? If not.
No, I mean maybe. Yeah.
Or can you use the force to like close your wounds? Well, I guess Rey and Grogu can.
When it was hauling him away, remember they had him in that thing, and it was raining. It was raining on him.
Yeah.
Watching that, being like, close it. Rain pouring down on him. He just got his whole body burned. I'm sure that hurts.
You know what? This conversation makes me want to watch the prequel trilogy again.
Sure.
Which I still love. I don't care what anybody says.
My kids and I, my daughters and I like this. Charlize and I especially. We like to watch. We got to do a commentary with us watching Attack of the Clones because it's very funny. We love to make fun of that one.
Look,
but the other two, we can get with.
Honestly, look, they're all like have bad stuff in them, right? But but Phantom Menace, like Jar Jar.
I like Phantom Menace.
If you limit Jar Jar, then there's nothing real there's nothing really that wrong with Phantom Menace. Like there's a lot of things you can mention, but Attack of the Clones, I will agree with. Like it's all there's some really cool things in there, like the Jango Obi-Wan fight. I like the fight at the end. That's like the most Jedi we've ever seen in a battle before. I like that.
Sorry, does he cross paths with Boba Fett at all? Do you think
Obi-Wan? Well,
see
what Boba Fett still? Wait,
he's out there at this point.
This is my concern. I don't want to see Din Djarin. I don't want to see Grogu.
I 100% agree with that.
Put those fucking characters off to the side.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's my one negative about Boba Fett, which I don't want to steer into that, but they really should have saved that for Book of Boba Fett. No. But the reunion between him and Grogu, they should not have done that.
No, you're saying they should have saved it for Mandalorian season 3.
I'm sorry. Mandalorian.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous because like, and this is not what we're talking about, but like there are people out there who only watched The Mandalorian who did not watch Boba Fett.
Exactly right.
There are casual fans who the Mandalorian has become like a pop culture, like, oh my God, everybody has to watch it because Grogu's on it. Like Luke Skywalker shows up. Boba Fett's not that.
Season 3 of Mandalorian is going to start, and he's going to have Grogu with him, and people are going to be like, wait, what?
They're going to do a stupid thing last time in Star Wars or whatever, like, and show it. But it's dumb. It should have been a journey for them to get back together.
Because it was a big deal that he let him go.
Yeah. Anyways, that's another rant for another time.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree though. Yeah. But how do you feel about Boba Fett though?
I can go either way. It's only 6 episodes. I don't need it.
Sure.
So I would say no.
I'm good. There's so much going on, and it's
you
like
got Inquisitors and Vader and Owen Lars. You probably, you don't want to jam.
Well, no, because Boba Fett is very young at this point.
He probably
not too young, but he's in his 20s, right?
He would be a kid, probably. He'd be he might be Solo's age, maybe.
So it's
how much time
10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So
how much time in between Attack and Revenge?
You said it's 10 years, Gio?
None, right? Like 1 year, 2 years?
Couple years at that. So
how old is Boba Fett in Attack of the Clones? 10?
He's probably 10, 12.
Let's just say. So then 2, 12. Okay, so he's like 22. Yeah. He's like 22 to 25 during this Obi-Wan series.
Okay. Sure.
Like it's not necessary. It's not necessary. I don't think so. And at that point, why would Boba Fett go to Tatooine? Like it makes sense that he's in Tatooine.
Well, it's work.
But that would be random though.
Not
like it makes
necessarily.
sense that he's on Tatooine in the Boba Fett series, obviously. But like randomly go to Tatooine. But anyways, so any last thoughts on this trailer, guys? Any last big speculations and anything?
Mace Windu, please.
Sam
Jackson has said, "Hey, Bryce Dallas Howard, hit me up. Let's do something."
Yeah.
So
not,
I'm sure. Listen,
not in this show though. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
a flashback.
Look at a flashback. It's possible. Although Sam Jackson said he's shooting Nick Fury. He's doing Nick Fury stuff for like 3 different projects right now
at the same time. Yeah.
So
Hey, it's all for Disney, right? Run over for Obi-Wan real quick.
I guess they're gonna shave everything. Although it's probably I don't know.
Well, they did the de-aging in Captain Marvel.
They did. All he's got to do is bald head, which he already has.
Look, I love Mace Windu, but I don't care. I'd be down for him to come back. Like I would be down for him to come back, but I think he's dead. Honestly, like I'm not saying I want him to be dead. I just think he's dead.
So the same thing about Palpatine.
Sure.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Anakin.
Yeah.
It can go either way.
Yeah, you're right.
The comments are killing me though right now.
I will say,
I need to rewatch Revenge of the Sith because Windu whooped that ass unless Palpatine let him win on purpose so that he can get Anakin to, which is probably the case.
That's in the novelization. That's what he was doing.
But he was willing to like make himself like destroy his whole physical body just to turn Anakin to the dark side.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't know that was going to happen, but still.
Yeah, I think he didn't know, but he kind of knew. Like he expected Anakin. He felt like he already.
But man, lightsaber, the gold kyber crystals are super powerful. They can take the Sith lightning and send it back.
I guess.
Like,
hey, there's no rules, but listen, which is fine. I don't care. It's no big deal. But 100%. Qui-Gon Jinn, let's go.
Mace is deader than disco. Look. There's a difference between what you want and what you think. I think he's dead.
Yeah, won't be surprised to see him, but it will be. I don't expect.
Well, look, to me, it wouldn't really look. Obviously, he has connections to Obi-Wan and Anakin, but to me, it would make more sense to bring Mace Windu back in a Boba Fett season 2. To be honest. Yeah, I mean that's a long time.
Or the Diego Luna series.
No, I guess Mace Windu would be super old.
Yeah, he would. That's why I said the Diego Luna series. That's set during the Clone Wars, right?
It's during the Rebellion. It's like before Rogue One. So I thought you're right. So
they said there's going to be stuff during.
Let's say we get like stuff 5 years before Rogue One. I guess Mace Windu, if he survived, he could still be alive.
Okay.
And then you wouldn't have to like make him 90 years old.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be said.
But we know Mace Windu kills Jango Fett, so that's why I thought the Obi-Wan or the Boba Fett connection would work, but guess not. I know. Well, look, I thought Darth Maul was dead too, so like you can't blame me. It's not my fault they brought him back. Like, I'm all for Mace Windu coming back. To be honest,
but definitely Liam Neeson though. Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn.
100%. Like, I will be shocked if we get no Qui-Gon.
He said.
Like, I think people will be pissed.
He said that if they would have, the CW would have asked him, he would have revised his role as Ra's al Ghul on Arrow. If they would have asked him, so they didn't ask him. They got that other guy.
Wow. What
he said?
I mean, look, Liam Neeson does so many movies these days. Like, I'm saying, like, what does CW pay? He would have done that.
He's an actor for hire, man. If you pay him, he'll show up and do whatever you want.
And honestly, I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, for reals, any last thoughts before we head out of here?
Can't wait. This is probably the biggest, most excited I've been for a Star Wars thing in a long, long time. So I can't wait.
No, me too.
It's gonna be really good.
I can't emphasize enough, like, if this was a movie, it would be arguably my most anticipated movie of all time because Obi-Wan is my favorite character, and that's mostly I love Alec Guinness in A New Hope, but it's mostly due to Ewan McGregor's portrayal as the character, and I love Star Wars, so this I can't say how much I'm excited for this. It's through the roof. It's through the roof. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Apocaflix Now. Before we get out of here, though, I'll let the guys say where else you can find them online. I'll start with Gio Ramos.
Hey, guys, you can find me, of course, on Apocaflix Movies Thursday. Well, Tuesday, yeah, but Thursday for the upcoming Halo series. Where is that graphic? There it is. Exciting stuff. And I have my channel, Fandom United. There he is. And check me out there. Still getting a lot of comments on Mel Gibson and what I said about him. So check that video out on my channel. It's just a lot of controversy.
And Keith Barnes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's a lot of fun. Artie Films, what's up? You can find me on Twitter at KeithBarnes79. Yeah, at KeithBarnes79. Find me and Jacob on Bartley and Barnes, on our YouTube channel over there. Talk about a lot of cool stuff. Some of the same stuff. We go a little bit more in depth with some of the stuff we talk about. Shows, TV shows, movies, sporting topics, whatever. We're going to be talking Oscars probably coming up next.
We'll definitely cover the Oscars.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up on some stuff we haven't got a chance to yet.
Right.
We were just texting last night. We're big fans of How I Met Your Mother, so we'll be talking about How I Met Your Father on our next episode for anybody fans out there.
Yep. That show grew on me. I didn't really like it first, but sorry. But anyway, we'll talk about that there. Care about that. Recap Oscars. Probably talk some NFL free agency on other stuff happening on in the world of sports and pop culture, and hopefully catch me on with Gio every now and then. Fandom United, as he just talked about. See me over there on every now and then, and of course here on Apocaflix Movies every Tuesday.
Awesome. Well, before we head out of here, I want to thank you guys, the viewers, for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Rachel, Artie Films, Star Drew, John Booz, Gordon Post, John Pedro, and for anybody else that I'm missing, thank you so much for joining us. We couldn't do this show without you guys, so we really appreciate you guys stopping by. You can find me on Twitter at JacobBartley824. And if you're a football fan, I also have a YouTube channel called First Round Fantasy that covers fantasy football. So if you're getting ready for fantasy football, which you're probably not, because who's getting ready this early? But we are. Come check us out at First Round Fantasy. And of course, we can find us all here at Apocaflix Movies every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Don't forget about the Halo reviews coming up here on Thursdays with Gio. He's going to break it down for you guys. It should be a lot of fun talking Halo, and hopefully a few of us can pop in here and there when we can get a chance to watch the episodes. Thank you all again for joining us. We'll see you next time.